Typically, knitters and crocheters practice their craft by picking up whatever project they're currently working on, whether it's a blanket, a colorful granny square, or that sweater that you promised someone 3 months ago. But let's be honest, some of us don't have just one work in progress. We've got an entire basket of options to choose from. Even with a mountain of yarn and patterns at your fingertips, sometimes we feel stuck. You ever sit down with your hook or needles and think, I don't feel like crafting right now? You want to crochet, but you're tired of the routine, bored with the same patterns, or maybe you feel burnt out. That, my friends, is where a dopamine menu for crafters comes in. A dopamine menu is basically a cozy little list of low-pressure, feel-good activities that give your brain a gentle boost. Perfect for when you're creatively drained, overwhelmed by choices, or uninspired. It's your go-to when your cro-jo has disappeared, or when you want to reconnect with your love for fiber in a low-stress way. Instead of asking yourself, what should I make, and spiraling into decision fatigue, you can flip open your menu and pick something that sparks even a little bit of joy. It can be as simple as browsing new crochet patterns, testing a new stitch, weaving in your ends, or even just watching a peaceful yarn podcast while sipping on tea. And just like a real restaurant menu, this one's broken down into delicious sections. You have starters, sides, main courses, desserts, and extras. You'll find timestamps for each section in the description box below. In this video, I'm sharing a dopamine menu made just for yarn lovers, knitters, crocheters, and cozy creatives. Whether you're in a crafting slump, dealing with knitting burnout, or just need a little push to fall back in love with your yarn stash, this menu is designed to help you feel good, get inspired, and craft with intention. But if you feel like you need a complete break from crochet or knitting, I've got another video you can check out right after this one where I share 11 cozy hobbies to try when you lose your cro-jo. But if you're still holding on to that fiber art spark, but just looking for the right thing to reignite the flame, then stay tuned because this is going to be exactly what you need. And not to tell too much, but there may be a digital download at the end of this video. So, why would a crafter, someone who loves creating with yarn, hooks, and needles, ever need a dopamine menu? Because even the most passionate makers, the most dedicated crocheters and knitters lose their spark sometime. If you've ever looked at your work in progress pile and felt more overwhelmed than excited, or if you've ever sat down to knit or crochet and just stared at the yarn feeling zero motivation to start, or if you ever felt like your creativity was buried under pressure, perfectionism, or just plain burnout, you are not alone. Crafters deal with a lot that can dim their creative flame. First, there's creative burnout, especially when you're dealing with multiple projects, deadlines, or handmade gift lists. Then there's decision fatigue from choosing between yarn colors, stitch patterns, or what project to even start. Next, there's guilt over unfinished whips that sit in bags or baskets just silently judging us. And sometimes it's just plain lack of inspiration, even when we deeply want to feel inspired again. That is where a dopamine menu for crafters comes in. It's not about adding more to your to-do list, it's about giving your brain a gentle, joyful reset. A dopamine menu is a curated list of small, satisfying, yarn-friendly activities that can help you reconnect your creativity without the pressure to produce. It's a way to say, I don't have to make a sweater today. I can just enjoy touching my yarn or winding a skein or trying a new stitch for fun. Whether you're stuck in a creative rut, overwhelmed by your yarn stash, bored of your usual go-to projects, or struggling with your knit or crochet motivation, a dopamine menu gives you bite-sized, feel-good crafting options that feel easy, doable, and fun, even on your lowest energy days. Because crafting should feel good, not like a chore. You deserve to enjoy your yarn journey, even when your cro-jo disappears for a little bit. Alright, so let's dive into the heart of this video. The actual dopamine menu for crocheters, knitters, and cozy crafters like you and me. Think of this like your personal menu at a yarn cafe designed to spark joy, boost motivation, and bring back that creative spark. Whether you lost your cro-jo, feeling overwhelmed by unfinished projects, or just want a soft way to reconnect with your craft, this menu's got something for every mood and energy level. Each section is inspired by a real food menu because sometimes the brain just needs bite-sized options before it's ready for a full feast of creativity. Starters. Light, low-energy pick-me-ups. These are small, cozy wins, perfect for when you're tired, feeling uninspired, or simply want to engage with your love of yarn without picking up a hook or needle. These low-pressure actions offer a quick mood lift and help you stay connected to your creativity. Some examples are watching a relaxing crochet or knit vlog, blog, or pop over to my channel, She Tried It, for comforting crafting content. You could also light a candle and flip through a pattern book. Another thing you could do is rewind and untangle that messy skein of yarn that's been stressing you out. There's also scrolling through Pinterest, Ravelry, or Instagram for like 5 minutes just to find some project inspiration. And lastly, you can browse through beginner-friendly or budget-friendly patterns in my Etsy shop. And most of them are only 75 cents. This is great for anyone that wants to be near their craft but not actually working on a project. Up next, we have sides, simple tasks that support your craft. These are those satisfying but easy jobs that don't take a lot of brain power, but still help you feel productive. They're great for when you want to do something without diving headfirst into a full project. Some examples for sides are weaving in the ends on a whip and checking that off the lingering to-do list. Another thing is winding a skein into a cake and prepping it for your next project. You could also frog that whip that you know deep down you're never gonna finish. It's okay to let it go. Or you can clean out that one drawer or bin that's in your craft stash. You know the one. Lastly, you could organize your crochet hooks or knitting needles, maybe even label them for a quick inventory to see what you're missing and pick it up in your next craft run. These side dishes make room for new ideas and fresh energy. They support your main creative meal. And with that in mind, next is the main course, creative activities that fill you up. This is where the real joy happens. These are your go-to crafting tasks when you're ready to create again and you want to feel fulfilled, inspired, and maybe a little bit challenged. Some examples for this are crocheting or knitting a few rows on your current project. Another thing is to start a mini make like a granny square or a small motif, and you don't have to commit to a full item. Next, you could try out a new stitch or make a swatch just for fun. It might start your next design idea. I also recommend making a scrappy stash busting project and get creative with colors and textures. Next, you could take a progress pic or journal about your project. You'll love looking back on that later. And lastly, start a slow lazy day project like a blanket or an oversized scarf that you can pick up anytime you just need a break. This section is all about re-engaging with your craft in a way that's meaningful and nourishing, not overwhelming. Next in our menu, we have dessert. High dopamine, feel-good projects. These are those sweet treats in the yarn world. Fun, exciting, energizing things that give you a true creative high. They require a little bit more effort, but the payoff is so worth it. Some examples of this are finally casting on that new project with that dream yarn you've been saving. Next, you can make a mood board for your seasonal collection or your handmade wardrobe. You could also start a vlog or document your latest project because people love watching that process. I also recommend gifting a finished item to someone special and just soaking in their reaction. Another fun thing would be hosting or attending a virtual craft night or like a sip and stitch or something. Lastly, you could share your make online like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Ravelry, and engage with your fellow yarn friends. This is where you get to celebrate your craft and connect with others. It's like the cherry on top of your fiber-filled sundae. Last in our menu is extras, non-joy boosts that pair with your crafting. Sometimes it's not about what you're making, it's about how you experience the making. These extras enhance your craft time and make it even more cozy, intentional, and joyful. Some examples of this are making a cup of tea or coffee and lighting a candle and wrapping up in a blanket, maybe even a handmade one you already finished. You could also whip up a fun drink like a mocktail or a smoothie to enjoy while you crochet or knit. Next, you could put on a Netflix series, podcast, or a crafting playlist and just watch it while you craft. Another suggestion that I know a lot of you love is to snuggle with your pet while you stitch, and a bonus if they steal your yarn. I also recommend journaling about what you learned from your recent or favorite project. That'll give you so much to reflect on as you go along your crafting journey. Last but certainly not least, you could do a gentle stretch or yoga pose or even go walk outside to reset your body between crafting sessions. These little moments can be just as nourishing as crafting itself. So that's the menu. Whether you're craving something light or something that feeds your creative soul, this dopamine menu is designed to meet you where you are. Only whatever feels right in the moment. If you want your own copy of this menu to print, screenshot, or keep on hand for those tough days, check the description box below for a free downloadable PDF. Because sometimes all you need is one small step to fall back in love with yarn again. Let me know in the comments below which dopamine menu activity you're excited to try first. Are you more into the light starters like browsing patterns, or are you ready to dive into a main course project? Or maybe you want to try a cozy extra like pairing your craft time with a relaxing tea. I know that's what I'm about to do. If you have any other fun ideas that you think would fit perfectly on this dopamine menu, please share them in the comments below. Your suggestion could really help other crafters, knitters, and yarn lovers beat their creative burnout and find new ways to enjoy their craft. I love hearing from you and building our awesome community together, so don't be shy, drop a comment, say hi, and tell me what's inspiring your next project. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't done it yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another crafting video. So I'll see you in the the next one, but happy crafting in the meantime. Bye!